little gap. Ooh, hello. Oh, that was all filming. Whoops. Welcome back to Slow Living. My name is Esther and I try to sew things that support a slow lifestyle. That's slow in terms of sustainability, not in literally being slow. In this video, I'm going to talk you through how to shorten a wedding dress. You can use this technique to shorten any sort of dress or even top. The important thing to note is that the kind of hem that I'm doing in this video is a circle style hem. So you might find that, for example, your dress has a very wide circle-based or round skirt, which actually makes it a little bit trickier than a straight hem to hem or to sew. So that's what I'm going to be focusing on this video. I'll add in a few little tips and tricks to do with wedding gowns because I am, after all, altering a wedding dress and that might be slightly different. This is the third video I'm doing in this little mini wedding dress alteration series. It's my now sister-in-law's wedding gown, which I helped her alter about 2 years ago. So hopefully I have all the footage that I need because I did this so long ago and I'm only editing it and getting it up now. The other two videos that I did were on altering the side seams and making the bodice smaller of a wedding dress and also altering the straps. So if you need help with those two things, then go and check out my other videos and they will talk you through that. In this video, I'm just going to focus on the hem. So let's get started.
You may have noticed this lace panel in the back of the dress that I'm working with. It's really common for wedding dresses to have beautiful details like this, but it does make it a little bit trickier or intimidating if you're wanting to take it up. So I'm going to talk you through how to do that. The lace makes up a beautiful train at the back of the dress, so I really don't want to take any length from that. Instead, I'm just going to take the length off the front part of the skirt, which is where you need to be able to walk and not trip over the dress. This leads me to a really important part before you start anything, is that you really want to analyze your dress. So the most important thing in this instance would be the type of fabric that your dress is made of. If it's made of a very delicate lace, then this alteration may not work. So please take note of what your dress, especially around the hem, in which we're hoping to take up, take note of what that's made of. If it's a really delicate chiffon, this also won't work. Whereas if it's a nice heavy satin, like the one that looks like the dress that I'm working with, then this technique will work beautifully. Once you've checked that it's suitable, we need to try the dress on and pin it to the length that we want. It's best to ask someone to help you if the dress is yours, so that you can wear the dress and the other person can help to pin it. Otherwise, if you're doing it yourself, try the dress on, pin it as much as you can, and then make sure that you stand up nice and straight and look in a full length mirror so that you can double check that it's not uneven or that it's not too short or too long once you stand up. Another good tip is to make sure that you're wearing your bridal shoes or the shoes that you'd like to wear with this dress so that you can get it at the perfect length for you. Once you've double and triple checked your hem and you're happy with the length, you can start to shift the pins to the edge of the dress. I'm making sure that the new hem length is still sitting nice and flat on the table, but that I'm just picking up the pins and re-pinning them very close to the edge of the skirt. Now I can flip the skirt inside out and see how much I need to trim off in order to create my new hem. You'll need to leave at least 6 mil extra fabric from the hem length that you want because we're going to be turning it up and using that to sew down. So keeping that important thing in mind, I'm going to use a chalk marker or something that can come out of the dress. You definitely don't want to use anything permanent to make a marking where I'm going to cut. Remember that this is the inside of my dress. So in the event that, something happens and the marking can't come out, this will be on the inside and you shouldn't be able to see it. If your dress is similar to mine and has the train, so we're only taking up the front, that means the amount that we're going to cut off is going to slowly taper off into nothing. Here you can see how my chalk marking slowly meets the edge of the original hem. This is where we're going to merge the new hem and the old hem together. So I'm going to unpick about 10 to 20 centimeters of that old hem, and that will give me a bit of allowance to be able to merge the two hems together. Once it's unpicked, it should look like this, and we're ready to cut along our marking. I actually used my serger knife to cut along the marking as I was serging it. But otherwise, just use fabric scissors to cut along your marking line and then use a serger to serge all around that edge so that it doesn't fray and come undone. If you don't have a serger or an overlocker, you can also use the zigzag stitch on a regular sewing machine. I'll link a separate video below on how you can do that. Then the last step is to fold that edge over and sew it down nice and close to the edge. And once it's sewn, it should look like this, nice and neat. Here you can see the part where I merged the old hem with the new hem. There's a tiny little bump on the inside of the dress, but you definitely can't see that from the outside. If your dress has several layers or a lining, which most wedding dresses do have, you can simply repeat the process for the lining layers or the other layers, or you can also use the layer that you just did as a guide for the rest of your layers. Oh, I should say that the very last step is to give the hem a really good press with the iron. Make sure the setting is not too hot and press it down nice and flat, and that will give it a beautiful finish.
So hopefully that was straightforward and the instructions were clear. If they weren't, or if you got stuck on anything, feel free to leave a comment and I will do my very best to help you. If you had any suggestions for other types of videos that you would like me to sew up or do in the future, feel free to leave that in the comments as well. You can also find me on Instagram. I am going to be posting some fun stuff on there soon. I've been kind of building up a backlog of stuff so that I'll have, you know, content and videos to upload sort of all in succession rather than like here and there. So jump over there and follow me at Slow Living if you haven't already. If I muster up the courage, I might jump on TikTok as well. Still deciding. I have signed up and I've got my username and all that, but I haven't uploaded a thing. So I'm still deciding if I'm ready to jump into that or if that's just not in my, what's it called? Wheelhouse. Not in my wheelhouse. We'll see. Thanks so much for watching. If you haven't already, subscribe and give this video a thumbs up if it was helpful for you. I'll see you in another video soon. Bye.